So why do I call this the Han Solo rig? Well, there's a few reasons. First of which is this really cool quick release strap. Now this is from Joby, and all I need to do is flip this little lever here, and now it allows me to quickly loosen and tighten this. And I really do mean quickly. When I'm not shooting, I close that lever here, and now I have this hanging by my side. Now I just caution you to be careful here, because if people are walking by you or you're walking by objects, you can hit things. What you can do is tighten this up just a little bit more and put it in front of you like this. Rest your hands on it, it's super comfortable. Or if you're doing something with your hands, you can simply sling it behind you, and now your hands are free, completely free, if you want to have a monopod or even a tripod. And then when you're ready to shoot, hit that lever, pull this all the way up, close the lever again, and now you're really quickly ready to shoot. And I have 3 points of contact here. I have the left handle, the right handle, and I'm pulling it slightly away from my body. So that'll help keep these shots steady, because there's no in-body image stabilization. So that's why I have this little kit lens on here. This isn't a really expensive glass here. I think it's like $400, but it has an image stabilizer in the lens, which is really important. I have a nicer lens, which is a Sigma 18-35. However, that lens doesn't have any stabilization. So when I hook that on to my 6K and I'm trying to shoot in this mode, even with pulling it away, you still get micro shakes and it looks not good. So maybe if you're on like a monopod or a tripod, you can get away with using that lens. But with the Han Solo rig, unfortunately, it's a little tough. So that strap is really cool. Another reason this rig gets that name is because the speed at which you can set it up and break it down, there's not many pieces and parts here. There's this Smallrig full cage, and you can actually get away with using the half cage on this, because if you look, all the pieces and parts are hooked on the left side. I don't have anything hooked on the right side, so theoretically I could be rocking a half cage right now. We've got the side handle from Smallrig. This is the wooden side handle. I have the top handle. These are both connected via NATO rails. And then I have the Deity S-Mic 2 shotgun microphone with the Rode WS6 Windshield. And the cables are nice and neat. I have the one cable, that's all I have on this. The other cool thing is my audio cable here, or if any of the cables that I have attached here, are protected by my side handle and by this here. So no matter which way I move my rig, none of those cables are going to be hit or damaged. Now for power, I am using the default LPE6 batteries. You could have a V-mount setup here, but that rig just makes it quite bulky, and it's not as fast and nimble to break down setup. Makes it much heavier. It's on this strap. So I can really, the way that I shoot, I can get away with using these batteries because they do last 45 minutes if you're shooting at 50% screen. At least that's been my personal experience. So if I have 4 or 5 of these, I can definitely get away with a half day of shooting, which is, I never really do any long shoots. So if you're doing weddings or something else, you might want to be careful with that because you're gonna have to switch out the batteries more. But having something like this with another Pocket Cinema camera set up on a V-mount setup, if you're shooting a wedding or something where you need to have the camera ready at all times and you can't have it powering down, this might be a good V camera setup. Another reason I call this the Han Solo rig is because I can quickly switch to smuggler mode. So let's say I want to shoot somewhere where I don't have a permit, or maybe I might get in trouble, draw a lot of attention to myself. This thing, this shotgun mic with the dead cat, is going to draw a lot of attention. So what I can do really quickly, disconnect the microphone because it's on a cold shoe mount, so that's completely detached. I could theoretically just get away with this rig, but now to take this apart, these are just NATO rails, so I can take off the side handle and take off the top handle, and you can see that was less than a minute. And now I've got what looks like a really beefy, nice DSLR photography camera, so I doubt anybody's gonna mess with you if you're in a really touristy area. For media cards, I'm using the Angelbird match pack. So Angelbird has made a kit specifically for this camera, which is really great because if you're trying to just buy a card for one of these cameras, you might be trying to figure out what the best write speed and read speed and sustain speed, and all that terminology can get quite confusing. If you don't know what you're doing, you can end up buying the wrong card. So Angelbird has these match packs, so this is a really good deal. And the cool thing I like is I can have this rig set up in a way to where there's not a lot of cables because I don't have an external drive connected to it like a lot of rigs have set up. This has this big card. This is 512 gigs. A lot of space here, so if you want to run and gun for a bit with just that card, you can do it. However, if I do need that extra space, the match pack comes with this external drive, and this is really cool design. Actually, if you look at how it plugs in here, this actually goes way deep into the drive. So even if you bump this, which is one thing I worry about a lot and why I don't like using the external drives, because if you're working on, like, if you're shooting a wedding and you have a key shot and then you bump that drive and disconnect, your day can be ruined. So one thing that's going to help avoid that is this here. You can see how far that goes inside the drive and really connects really strong. So I can connect this via the cold shoe mount that it comes with and screw it onto the back here, and that just plugs right in here. Still neat, even with just 2 cables. You know, that's very, very neat. This is really not in the way at all. It's not blocking my view of the screen. It's not blocking my hand. One of the benefits of this rig is the fact that it's hands-free. If I just let it hang here, I can use both of my hands. So I can move this out of the way, and I can take my trusty monopod here. This is a Manfrotto, kind of an older model monopod, but man, I love it. So I can quickly connect this here, and if I was using that Sigma lens, it's gonna be perfectly fine now. And I can still grab it here. If I want to do some fancy moves, I can with my monopod here. And the cool thing about this is that you can hold the monopod with one hand and you can lock it off, and then you can operate that screen right here, and you can bring it right to your eye level. And once again, can just loosen this, quickly disconnect it, and then grab the monopod with my one hand, swing this down, and then once again, hands free. I've got 2 hands on the monopod here. So, you know, if I'm going to like a bar in Tatooine, if things get rowdy and out of hand, I can defend myself with a monopod, and my camera's all good hanging by my side. There are a couple of variations to this rig. I have one setup where I take the shotgun mic off and I connect my Deity wireless connect receiver on here. So if you have someone, for instance, I have this wireless lavalier on me here, I could have this connected to my subject, put the receiver on here and still be running and gunning. That receiver is very light, very good. Another great and very important thing is that I can set this down flat. Often forgotten, but very important part of a good handheld rig. That's pretty much it for the Han Solo rig. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell.